A lot of upsets last week. A lot of upsets. Boy, it was tough.
What, NFL or college?
Yeah, NFL, because you had the Saints. They went into Dallas, and Dallas was a heavy favorite. Um, so we saw that
Yeah,
go the other way.
yeah,
Uh, yeah,
yeah,
we saw the Falcons prime time. Kurt finally get that team rolling. I really didn't think that they played a great
yeah.
game, but they had a great last drive.
I don't think either of the teams played a great game, but
Not at all.
the only thing anybody's gonna remember is Kirko with a minute and a half left. Okay,
Ice in the game.
ice in the game. Kirko Ice getting a little bit of that Matty Ice vibes down in ATL.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. And they known for those type games, though. Those high energy type, last minute minutes on the clock type, come down to the last play type games.
Yeah.
For sure. That was a good week of football last week. I think
So we
someone picked.
got Buffalo, smoked Miami.
Yep.
Cleveland went in, fuck Jacksonville up. Jacksonville's
I
been MIA.
Right, and I had Jacksonville with Trevor Lawrence, and he just ain't showed up lately.
They went first quarter 0 points, second quarter field goal, third quarter touchdown, fourth quarter field goal. 13-18 game, not fun to watch.
No, not at all.
Tampa Bay went in, got a piece of Detroit. Tampa Bay looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Washington with Jaden Daniels looked pretty good. That was another like chippy game, but exciting to watch anyway.
Very much so.
Yeah. But anyways, let's go on to you want to recap college?
Yeah, let's touch on college yesterday. First of all, let's jump into the big game that we thought was going to be a little bit more entertaining. I thought, at least, Tennessee, Oklahoma.
Yup. Tennessee, Oklahoma.
Tennessee, Oklahoma.
I didn't really watch much of it, but Tennessee
Yeah,
said welcome to the SEC.
yeah,
It ain't as easy as you think. Uh,
right.
Oklahoma's got that quarterback, but I think they lost a guy on defense. They lost their best defensive player, Dolby, early in the game. Got carted off
Yeah,
the field.
yeah, that's true. And high drama game. Especially when it first came in. Pageantry, the orange and the red, classic type game. But tell you what, the quarterback from Oklahoma, he struggled. He really struggled to put up points with that offense. I mean, from what I was watching, it was three something. Oklahoma only had 3 points for the longest time. They had only. It wasn't. It wasn't like they could push the ball on Tennessee. That kind of surprised me. I thought that they would at least be able to go tit for tat until fourth quarter. But
Yeah, they didn't do too much. A couple field goals. Tennessee stayed consistent, I guess. 25-15 ball game. Not really anything to write home about.
for sure, for sure. Then yesterday, big game. Let's touch on this Colorado.
Colorado.
Colorado, okay. A lot of people talk about Travis Hunter, especially last season. I think, with all the hype that went around Colorado, I think that they played well last season. Now, this season, they had a game that I felt like they were supposed to be competitive in, and they wound up getting pretty much shut down. I'm not going to say shut out, but they got shut down. Um, Dylan Raiola came in there and whipped up on them. That defense was a little too much for them. But all things considered, they came back. Colorado State, that was the rivalry game last year. They did what they were supposed to. Then they got to this game. Baylor, they were supposed to take care of them. I felt like the defense is a liability.
Yep. We've been saying that though.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think that's the biggest disappointment about Colorado is they didn't go in the offseason and really fix a lot of the problems that they had.
Yeah, Colorado off to a good start, 3-1. Uh,
Yeah.
every game is a show. Still scary to bet on.
Yeah.
As much as we want to bet on them, they're still a little sketchy.
Yeah, and they'll keep you up. They'll keep you up at night for sure.
Yeah, they'll keep you up till you know, make you sweat it out. But they ended up covering last night, so
Very good game. Very good
good
game.
for
One
them.
of those games I think will be talked about for a while, especially and, like I was just we were talking about earlier. Colorado may not be a dominant team, but anytime you turn on their games, man, it's just must see TV. You got to watch that ball game.
They do got
It's
the show.
crazy. They got the
And
show.
looking ahead for Colorado next week at UCF. In two
Ooh,
weeks, we got Kansas State.
oh wow,
So
that's gonna be a good ball game. That one will be a
should
good
be a good
one.
ball game.
And they should be in mid-season form by then. They should be 6 games into the schedule. So, we're either going to see Colorado start to pick up, or we're going to see them start to flatten out because that's mid-season form. There's no more of the conditioning questions. Had practices. Been a month into playing real ball game, live action. So, we should definitely see a rise in Colorado if they got the right recruits down there. So we'll see how that plays out. Now let's touch on NFL. Let's go into NFL for today. Let's jump on into some of these picks that we want to see for today. Okay, on the lineup first, Dave. Who do you like? First off for the 1 o'clock hour.
For the 1 o'clock slate, I put a little five pick parlay in. The one I want to touch on, well, that's not 1 o'clock. I got Bucks minus 3.5 alternate spread against the Broncos.
All right, so let's talk about the Bucks and the Broncos. Right, you got the Bucks and the Broncos game right here. Ball game here. Bucks, Broncos, they got them at +6, and then -105. I think these are DraftKings odds, if I'm not mistaken. -115 total. Over under is the 41, -110 on both of those, and then you have the money line +220 for Denver, and then the home team, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, -275. So this game is going to be an interesting one. I think that. Um, the question is how is Bo Nix going to look? What is Sean Payton going to dial up for him? You've seen him struggle in the last game. He threw a couple picks, and I do feel like if Sean Payton can start to dial up something for his offense, get Courtland Sutton involved, also get um, what's young buddy name? I think he still got Sims down there, and if they can get him involved, I feel like the key here with Denver is he needs to work that tight end. He needs to work that little small 5 step, 7 7 yard route with the tight end, and kind of get him going, get him going on a little rhythm.
Yep.
So you
Yeah,
taking
I just don't
Bucks?
see I don't see it happening against the Bucks though. The Bucks took care of business against the Lions last week. Everybody's got the
Mm,
Lions as one of their favorites. Baker Mayfield's looking strong, and he only had to throw the ball. He only threw the 19 attempts, 12 completions last week.
mm, mm.
Um, Yards per attempt is up there 9.7, 9.6 the week before. If they can beat Detroit by 4, I think they can take care of Denver by 4.
Well, here's a question for you though. Do you think we're done seeing the Baker Mayfield that is up and down and up and down? You think that he's kind of leveled out now?
I mean, he's still a little up and down. I mean, 2 games, had a 146 rating in week 1 against Washington.
Mm.
Went 4 touchdowns, 0 picks. And then last week against Detroit, tougher team, they squeaked it out, but 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 90 rating, 12 completions, 185 yards. Not too exciting, but they still got the win. So
All right,
I'd
I
like to
like that
see
pick.
him. Yeah, I think he's gonna seal the deal against Denver here.
I like that pick, and the whole stigma about Baker Mayfield, him being the number one overall coming out of Cleveland, he just hadn't lived up to his expectation. But I think that this year he looks good. Now, I'll give you a key here. There's a trend for Tampa Bay. They scored first in 7 out of the last 9 games. Okay, so if you want to play a little quick bet, little who's going to score first, you got a 7 out of 9. 7 out of their last 9 games, they've scored first. So there's a little tidbit for you guys there.
A little tidbit.
All right. Also, let's talk about this game. This is a high profile kind of game, especially as this is as a lot of light on this game. I don't think for the talent, of course, the I would say the matchup, but I would say more because of the drama with Bryce Young. He got benched earlier, I think this week. I want to say Monday or Tuesday. He got benched.
And
But let's
some trade talk swirling too.
yeah, and
Might see Bryce Young down in Miami.
I've heard that. Listen, I've
I don't
heard
know.
that.
It makes sense.
Yeah, but there to me, there's not a lot to go off of on that game. I mean, on his game because if you really break down his film, he don't look like he did a lot over the summer, and I don't know who you can attribute that to, whether it be Bryce Young himself. Did he? I mean, I think he worked out, hit the weights, but I don't think he did a lot of pass work, a lot of progression work. Maybe he did do a lot of film work, but these first couple games for him, it don't show. It don't show. He's scared. He's throwing the ball in the flat. Even on third and fourth down situation, he's not even throwing it to the sticks to try to get a first down. He's getting the ball out of his hands as quick as possible. He is not trying to get touched. I don't know what he did over the summer, and I will give him a pass for his rookie year. Okay, cool. Put that to the side. He only won a couple games last year. Okay, cool. But you come in this season, we need to see some growth, and I don't think they saw that, and I feel like that's why they put him on the bench and said, all right, time's up.
Time for the red rifle.
Exactly. So
The red rifle's about to come in.
that brings us back to our game today, right? So Raiders, Carolina. What you think, Dave?
Well, you got the Raiders who pulled the upset on Baltimore. Garner Minshew throwing to the hottest tight end out of the rookie class, Brock Bowers.
Hmm.
Uh, Carolina's is the only team I think that's given up multiple touchdowns to tight ends this year. Not a big year for tight ends so far.
Okay.
Uh, I think Vegas is going to squeak it out. I think it might be a good game though, because at least we can see how the offense is supposed to run with a veteran at Andy Dalton. He played for the Saints. He's played for a few teams. Um, he's a good. He's gonna run the offense.
Mm.
There's not gonna be a lot of flair. He might throw the ball 40 times. We'll see how it goes. But the pick I like in this game is Brock Bowers anytime touchdown.
Well, here's the thing. Oh, wow. Okay, let me see. What's the odds on that?
I got Brock Bowers anytime touchdown at plus 180.
At plus 180. Okay, that's a that's
Plus
that's a
180.
pretty good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll take that.
And you're
We'll
talking
take that.
about a guy who's due for a touchdown, getting targets, got nine catches for 9 targets, 98 yards last week against Baltimore,
Okay.
6 for 8 against the Chargers, putting up good fantasy points, still no touchdowns. So I like to see Brock. I think Brock's gonna get a touchdown on one of those little tight end waggles at the 5 yard line.
Okay. All right. Little short yardage touchdown.
Little two and out, truck somebody, walk in. That's gonna be it.
Okay. I'll tell you what. I got Let's take you down to your your boys. Okay. We're gonna see your boys.
Is,
They got
is this a good? Is this a worthy matchup? Because we haven't had a worthy matchup so far, according to
Whoa,
Tev.
whoa, whoa! Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Just a couple games. This is a couple games.
Couple
Okay.
games,
Before
couple games,
before
couple games.
everybody jump on the Saints bandwagon, let's see if they have. First of all, first of all, me personally, I don't think that this is a defense that's going to be able to stop y'all. With y'all run and all that, you seen that the Falcons was able to push that ball down the field. They got a rookie corner. I mean, a real rookie corner. Like he only 2 3 games in, 2 games in, should I say? Um, and I really don't think he's gonna have nothing for Was it
Shaheed.
Shaheed, and Chris Olave. I don't think
So
he's gonna have
every
nothing
every game it's the same highlight. Shaheed 60-yard bomb right in the bucket.
easy. That's an
So for
easy.
that for that reason, that's why I've got part of my parlay. Rashid Shaheed 50 plus yards at minus 135. Because I
Oh,
think
that's
he can get that.
easy.
I think he can get that on one catch.
That's a lock.
That's a lot. Minus 135 sprinkled in your parlay. I bet all my picks straight also,
Okay.
just to kind of give me some just a little insurance on my wagers. But I
Okay.
also have so I got three picks in this game. I've got Saints money line, but I have a prop DraftKings special. If your team goes up by 7 points, you win.
Oh, okay.
So I got the Saints early win at plus if they go up by 7, I win. I've got Jalen Hurts interceptions thrown, at least one.
Oh, you think he's gonna throw a pick?
Well, we got let's go ahead and let's take a look at Jalen Hurts's stats on the year right now.
Well, let me ask you this: Alvin Kamara, great game last game, right? They got him at 70.5 rushing. Now, I know that he usually catches out the backfield. That's a very scary line for me. But I thought that was interesting. I know this is your guy, so I definitely wanted to see what you thought about that stat line, that rushing.
I would shy away from 70 plus rushing with Kamara because unless they bust it down like they did on the Cowboys, he's gonna get more of those screen passes than he's gonna actually break a hole in the Eagles'
Yeah.
run defense. I think the Eagles doesn't have a secondary, but their run defense is a little better because who was it last week? Let's see what old Falcons
Well,
running back did last week.
you talking about Bijan?
Bijan.
Bijan Robinson.
He had tough sledding last week. Let's see what he's got.
Yeah,
He put
definitely
up
did.
14 carries, 97 yards, but they were hammering him. And
Mm,
I think he broke a long one too.
yeah.
So that could happen. It could happen. I wouldn't jump on the Camara over 70. It's not a bad pick,
But
but I
would you?
do like
I think I would much rather, me personally, I think I would much rather, because I just want to ask you about the Russian, because, with that offense, they do a lot of swings and quick passes and their tunnel screen and, uh, you know, they pick on that. They pick on that outside zone. Just that offense loves that outside. I don't know why, but they love that outside zone. That Kubiak offense, he loved to run your sideline to sideline.
Kubiak offense as well, machine.
Ooh,
Not a lot of swaps on the Saints offense over the past few years. So you got a group of guys that have played together. Offensive line looks great.
okay.
Good scheme. I think they can take care of the Eagles, who have been struggling, and they lost to a Falcons with Kirk, brand new offense, doesn't even know who they are yet team. So
Yeah.
so I got Jalen Hurts, one interception thrown. He's
Mm.
got three picks on the year, two in game one against the Falcons. The Saints defense has four picks, two in each game in week one and week two.
Yeah, they're
I
absolutely.
think he's
I
going to
didn't know
get
y'all.
frustrated. I think he's going to get frustrated. He's going to force the ball down the field to Devontae Smith, and
Mm.
a safety might pick him off.
Hey, is what's the name playing? AJ, or is he out today?
AJ is, my sources told me, I was talking to an NFL insider this morning. AJ Brown is officially out for today.
Oh, it's trash.
And CJ Gardner Johnson was questionable. He was talking a lot of shit. He's been dogging the Saints since he left, and he got
Mm.
burnt last week
Mm.
against the Falcons. So,
Mm.
Marshawn Lattimore's back in the lineup for the Saints. He's been out the first two games.
And y'all got Tyrann Matthews, the Honey Badger.
Tyrann Mathieu laying the pipe last week.
Man, yeah, he was.
So,
Yeah, he was.
and then we got a second year, Lante Taylor. He's a dog on the corner in the slot too.
For sure. I'm taking in that game. I'm taking Saints and I'm taking the over.
I like it.
All right,
The over's
let's
been, I
go
mean, the over's hit the last two just on Saints offense alone. So I like the over
for
there.
sure. They will blow you out if you're not careful. If you ain't got no defense to stop them, they're gonna blow you out. All right, let's go down to this matchup here, which I think this would be a good matchup. I think this is a bounce back. This should be a bounce back situation for both of them, Baltimore and Dallas. Right. This is a 1 point spread here. Baltimore and Dallas. It should be a 1 point spread, if I'm not mistaken here. Um, and is it Baltimore and Dallas? No, it's Miami. Okay. But Baltimore and Dallas, it should be a 1 point spread, if I'm not mistaken. The favorite going in is Baltimore, and then it's over underline is 48, minus 110, and then you also have money line minus 115 for Baltimore and minus 105 for Dallas. Now, the Ravens, okay, I think that the the heavy majority is thinking that the Ravens are going to get back on track, but I'm worried. Dave, I'm telling you, I'm worried.
I think they got to get Mark Andrews going. You got Mark Andrews, top tight end in the league. He's a little older,
Yeah,
but getting that tight end going opens up the middle of the field for the run game. Derrick Henry. Linebackers drop back a little bit or pay a little more attention to Mark Andrews or Isaiah Likely, their second string tight end who popped off week one, absent last
yeah,
week.
absolutely, yes, very much so.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough game there. I'm staying away on the lines, but
Yeah, if
could
I
could be
had
could turn into a shootout.
right, I was just about to say that. I was just about to say if I had to pick, I would probably pick the over. I'm not going to pick anything on this one. I like the matchup. I will be watching this game. This is going to be a really good game. I feel like just the stars that are going to be on that field, and the way Lamar going to have to get loose on them Cowboys. The Cowboys, to me, that defense, that pass rush could get ugly, but I also see Lamar cutting them up. I also see him hit him with a little move at the line, boom, take off for 15. I think he gonna do that all night. I think he's gonna do that all night.
Yeah, I think Lamar's due for some
Yeah.
rushing yards for sure.
So I'm gonna be watching that game now. Like you say, if I had to pick, I pick the over because I think it's gonna be a shootout.